XL. This is the Ridin Durty show where we bridge the gap between hip hop and everyday life. Man, we have a very exciting show for you guys today. But before we get into the show, I definitely want to say one time for the good people over at WRFG 89.3 FM Atlanta. Also, got to say one time for the good people over at Live365.com. Now, for those who might not know, Live365.com is a streaming service which caters to internet radio. Now, they don't just stream songs and albums. No, they give terrestrial radio and internet radio companies a hub to broadcast from. And I'm proud to announce that we have been fortunate enough and blessed to partner up with Live 365 and given the opportunity to launch our very own internet radio station. Yes, we've launched our very own internet radio station, and the name of our station is Ride 95. All right, let me quickly tell you how to access our radio station. All right. All you got to do is go to live365.com. Once you go to live365.com, in the search engine, type in RIDE, the number 9, the number 5, hit the search. Once our station logo comes up, click on the station logo and you'll have music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year. Now, if you want to access us via your mobile device, it's just as easy. All you have to do is download the Live 365 app. Once you download the app, do a search, Ride 95, click on the station logo. There you have it. Music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So again, thank you to WRFG, where we can be heard every Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and every Thursday night, Friday morning from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. And also thank you to Live 365, where you can check out our brand new internet radio station, Ride 95, 24 hours a day. All right, today is Friday, September the 18th, and let me run down some of my birthdays for you. Gotta say happy birthday to Miss Jada Pinkett Smith. Jada Pinkett Smith, she's an actress. She also has a podcast on Facebook now called Red Table Talk, but she's also the wife of Mr. Will Smith, and she's also known for being in an entanglement with Mr. August Alsina. All right? Jada Pinkett Smith turns 49 years old today. Also, gotta say happy birthday to one of the daughters of Reverend Run of the legendary Run DMC, Angela Simmons. Angela Simmons turns 33 years old today. Gotta say happy birthday to the now deceased former presidential candidate, Mr. Ben Carson. Ben Carson would have turned 69 years old today. Also gotta say happy birthday to NBA player Mr. Serge Ibaka. Serge Ibaka turns 31 years old today. Gotta say happy birthday to one of the founding members of the Wu-Tang Clan, Cappadonna. Cappadonna turns 51 years old today. I did not realize that the Wu-Tang Clan had 50-year-old members. Maybe they're all 50. I don't know. I knew they was getting up there, but Cappadonna is actually 51. I did not know. Man, whatever the Wu-Tang Clan do to keep their skin so purified and looking young, I definitely got to get down, because I did not know Cappadonna was 51 years old. But you know what? He's living a good life. So one time for my man Cappadonna and the entire Wu-Tang Clan. Also got to say happy birthday to female Chicago rapper No Name. Y'all might know No Name. She was just in the news about a month ago. Not really for beef, but J. Cole and his brand new record actually dropped a couple lines on her about her, and you know, she responded. But definitely happy birthday to No Name. She turns 29 years old today. Definitely representing that Chi-Town, that Chicago. You know, I always like to tell you guys, a great way to tell people of celebrity status happy birthday is by checking out what they got going on, whether it's past or present. And I always check out their social media. And on their social media, tell them happy birthday. And hashtag Ridin Durty Radio. Let them know that you heard it was their birthday on the Ridin Durty Radio show with your boy XL. All right? Now, y'all know Kanye West just had a rant about record labels. Well, it seems like two artists have stepped out of the shadows to co-sign his complaints about major record labels, and that's NLE Chopper and Logic. If you get an opportunity, please check out Kanye West's 10-page I'm gonna call it 10-page credo about record labels and about a lot of the things that he feels not right in contracts and a lot of things they feel like that are not right when it comes to developing artists and putting artists in a position to win, and instead it's more geared towards the record labels. Also gotta say one time for the good duo of Metro Boomin and 21 Savage. It seems like they're about to drop their mixtape Savage Mode 2. Can't wait to hear that. And in case y'all didn't know, Donald Trump has officially decided that I think within the next 2 weeks that TikTok will no longer be available in app stores in the United States. And that's going to really, really, really affect a lot of people in the hip-hop industry. All right, and I also got to say, one time for my man Cortez Bryant, y'all might know him from Young Money or being Lil Wayne's manager. Well, you know what? He's going to be teaching, all right? He's going to be teaching a course, Careers in Music, at Jackson State University. So one time for my man Cortez Bryant, taking it to the very, very next level. I'm definitely with that. And last but not least, man, I gotta say one time again for my man Travis Scott. Travis Scott, it has partnered up with McDonald's. I told you guys that 2 weeks ago. But McDonald's officially cannot keep the Travis Scott meal on deck. It seems like they're selling out. So hip hop and McDonald's is definitely working, cause Travis Scott meal is definitely doing what it's supposed to do. And matter of fact, Travis Scott was recently fined for having a supersized crowd at McDonald's because people basically gathered around as he was promoting his brand new meal. So again, one time for Travis Scott for definitely doing his thing when it comes to marketing and promotion, and when it comes to McDonald's and the new $6 Travis Scott meal. All right. Matter of fact, I went to McDonald's in my hometown and they didn't even have the Travis Scott meal. They didn't even know what the hell I was talking about. So I don't know if it's something with independent owned McDonald's or if it's a corporate thing, but regardless, one time for Travis Scott and hip hop for definitely doing their thing when it comes to marketing and promotion and keeping hip hop on the forefront. All right, now speaking of keeping hip hop on the forefront and speaking of keeping things going and keeping things going in a positive direction, you know how we do it right here on the Ridin Durty Show. This is the platform for those with a voice, the people that are moving and shaking and changing our communities, whether it's through arts, entertainment, music, philanthropism, entrepreneurship. However you're changing the world as we know it, then this is the spot for you. This is the platform for you to tell your story. And today is no different than any other day. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Ridin Durty Show. Author, businesswoman, philanthropist, entrepreneur, entertainer, and I'm going to tear her name up, Miss Vanesha Nekei. Did I say that correct? Nekei. Okay. Vanesha Nekei, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing amazingly fantastic. I always like to tell everyone, welcome to the Ridin Durty Show, and thank you for taking the time out to speak with us.
Thank you for having me. I'm
All
glad
right.
to be here.
Okay, so look, let's talk about Miss Vanesha. First thing I want to know is let the people know where you're from, and let's talk a little bit about your journey to being an author.
Okay. Well, like you said, my name is Vanesha Nekei Cooper. So Nekei is my middle name. Pretty much I go by V-Coop. I mean, dime piece in the V-Coop to be exact. That's how I introduce myself, what a lot of people know me by. I'm just a 28-year-old who graduated from University of West Georgia back in 2015. I've been doing music for quite some time. It just kind of all stems from writing. Everything I do stems from writing and from music itself, from writing daily journals to writing poetry to just writing full song, to hooks to full songs. So I just grew in love with music, especially because of my grandmother and my father. Then I started doing events. well, really radio first. I started doing radio, and then I started doing events, and then I asked God for a story, and He happened to give me one about 2 years ago. So through that journey, I started writing this book. So now I'm a first-time author.
All right, now let's go back, and I want to talk about each facet of your life. Let's talk about the writing and the music. Let's talk about the writing and the music aspect. What type of artist were you, and what was your writing like?
Oh, man, the very beginning. Oh, well, when it comes to the poetry, I think I was always just speaking from my heart, you know. But when this rapping thing came about, I just was talking about what I heard on the radio, whether it was bad, whether it was good. So I kind of just had to find myself through that time of when I first started like rapping, that part of the writing.
All right, now how much do you still rap? Is that a career that you're still pursuing?
Yes. So pretty much throughout this time, as I found myself, I pretty much just speak on my heart, on my situations, whether it's life, whether it's something that touched me to where I just want to get it off my chest. So I still do rap. I do entertain the thought of songwriting. Songwriting was a passion of mine that I've always wanted to fulfill, which I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to doing on a consistent basis. But rapping is something I still do. I do entertain auto-tune as well. Mm-hmm.
All right, you said, okay, now, as a female artist, how do you feel about where, especially females in hip-hop, how do you feel about where females are in hip-hop in 2020?
I feel amazing about it. I feel absolutely great. I think so many doors are opening tremendously from so many different ways, not just from what we all see as far as celebrities, but even with underground artists. Here in Atlanta, I feel like everyone comes together, even the men, to help the women progress to the best of their ability. Because right now it's the market. It's what the market wants to see right now is female rappers or female artists, period.
Okay, all right. Now, because when I was checking out your Instagram, doing my research on you, I also noticed that you had some the Run Your Mouth show. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, so the Run Your Mouth show is how I started doing. It's how I started doing radio, and it's funny because I was in high school at the time, and this when I was pretty much the only rapper in my high school or whatever, and this guy did a diss track on me. And this girl, she was like my friend, she called me, and she was like, hey, I want to do an interview about what happened. And turned out really after that interview, I started doing a show with her called Queen Radio. She no longer wanted to do it, so I continued her radio show. And then a friend of mine named Jay Ferg, who gave me the name V-Coop, did the Run Your Mouth show with me. And we did it up until about 2012, I want to say, maybe 2011. And then after that, 2012 was the first Run Your Mouth concert I did. And now we're just finding our way with that brand. Because a lot of people ask about it all the time. So, yeah, just finding our way with it, taking our time to make sure that it's handled appropriately.
All right, are you guys still broadcasting?
Currently, not right now. Not right now. The shows that you have seen on the page is what we started as soon as quarantine happened. She's actually based out of New York. I'm based in Atlanta. So just figuring out how to bring our schedules together at the moment.
Okay, well, you know what? It all starts from a seed planted, and it's obvious that you guys have already planted the seed. And for one, I always like to hear things from a female perspective because females have a lot to say and a lot of things that us men can learn if we just listen from them.
I appreciate that, but I think it's also vice versa. I don't think I'm a talker at all. I just like to kind of get to the point as much as I possibly can. But yeah, I definitely agree that it's vice versa as well.
Also, when I was checking out your Instagram, I noticed something that you have on your page. After that, keep going. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay. That's very, very recent. That's also a purpose that was given to me. Pretty much 4 years ago, around the last presidency that was going on, we pretty much was experiencing the same thing. It wasn't as broad as it is now with the police brutality, as far as us seeing it. But back then, 4 years ago, something similar happened, and we ended up marching all over the world, and we did it for like one day. And I just wasn't in agreement with that. I wasn't in agreement with us marching and then going home and nothing happens after that. So pretty much when I came, I was thinking of what can we do after marching. And after that, we just have to keep going. And it took about 2-3 years for me to actually get that name in line. I had a few other names within that. How it became a fitness brand is another story, where me sitting down with someone and them telling me, this can really encourage people who are trying to lose weight, who want to stop why they're working out. It could encourage them after, keep going. So it's really just about whatever obstacles you're going through, keep going through that, because there is a better side to that obstacle you're experiencing.
All right, now, with it being a fitness brand, how heavily in tune are you into fitness?
Very. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I work out every day and stuff like that. I actually just experienced a few things physically. So right now, I'm just waiting on some information so I can get back to work. But also, I just know different people. And I also am very in tune with how my body feels. Being 28, that means I'm closer to 30. So I can't just do any and everything no more. So whenever I feel weird, I look at different things that I can do in order to strengthen my body. But no matter what I like, I love sweets. I have a sweet tooth. But what is good, what is healthy for me, what is good for me. So each day I think of different things I can eat, whether it's the meat that's not really meat or it's greens, salads. I've eaten a lot of salads lately. But as far as working out, I do, leg strengthening, arm strengthening as well.
All
but
right.
I love to run. So I'm ready to get back to running. So hopefully after Monday I can start back running.
All right. I want to go back to your music. How can people hear or find your music?
All you got to do is type in VEE space COOP. That's V-Coop. You'll find some music under there. My last album I did was called Before the Harvest. That's before the H27, standing for ARVEST. And pretty much that was the last album I did. I want to say I released it at the beginning of 2018. It's probably the album I'm most proud of as an artist.
All right. Now, as an artist, what would you like to be remembered most by people who have encountered your music?
The honest truth. That's it. The honest truth. I feel like, the more, I feel like, God, and I don't know how spiritual either one of us are, or anybody that's listening, but I feel like God really just wants us to tell our story. And I feel like our story can help someone, even if it's just one person. So for me, I always try to definitely tune in with what I'm experiencing in life and hope that message can, help somebody else throughout theirs.
All right. Now, let's talk about how your life experiences led you to becoming an author.
Okay. So pretty much this book that I wrote is called God Walks With Me / the journal. So pretty much it's like a journal. I just pretty much wrote my own thoughts and I developed it into a book. So pretty much the life experiences they're godly experiences. They're, as a child, I don't know if you experienced this same thing, but as a child I had these many different people telling me about God. So throughout this time, I haven't really experienced him myself, So the first day of 2018, my father went into cardiac arrest within 40 minutes of the new year. And within that time, God showed me what a miracle looks like, right before my eyes. So that really was the beginning of my story. But it didn't just go up from there. It started just really unfolding and giving me these many different obstacles that as an adult, I was becoming an adult. Even if I was 26, I believe. But throughout this year, I was becoming an adult, even though I was already an adult, So just learning how to handle these different obstacles, but hearing things in my ear that these many different individuals told me growing up, if that makes sense.
Oh, it makes all the sense in the world. How much time went into writing your book? Like, how long was it from the day you started to pen it to the day you completed it?
I'm actually glad you asked that question because this is not something that I woke up and wanted to do, I felt like God wanted me to do this. And so it was always on my mind. I started writing it, like I said, 2018. I believe it was September or November of 2018 to be exact. And every time the experience I was writing got too real for me, I would stop. Because the book that I wrote is it's not a long book at all. It's not this novel or anything like that. It's very small, and pretty much I could have finished it within a week. But because these experiences were so unveiling and so like in my face, but they happened so many years ago, I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. So there were times I probably didn't really think I would get to this day to where it's actually out and published and all of that. It was a process. It was a process, literally all the way up until probably April, May, June, maybe like June or July is when I was absolutely done with it. And then I went through the process of understanding what independent publishing was.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about that, especially independent publishing. How did you seek out publishing for your book? What type of journey was that, and what did you decide on?
Okay, so, writing a book and seeing, many different people bring out books, whether it was Alicia Keys or Steve Harvey, just seeing their books come out, I thought that I had to find a publisher. So I was in search of a publisher. That was a very difficult journey, only because it wasn't easy to find one. It's not easy to just Google a publisher and find a publisher that way. So what I did was contacted a couple of people actually, who already had books out. And they were telling me about this self-publishing. And it really changed my life because I didn't know that it was something I could do myself. This is a whole different world. It's not music. It's not radio. This is, a book that I've never, done ever, so I really don't have any guidance on it. But me seeking help, they say, closed mouths don't get fed. So I decided to ask a couple of people, and they gave me a couple of nuggets that helped me to just do more research on my own. And I decided to even do an audible to where you can also listen to it. So I went to a studio to record my voice, and I uploaded it as well, so you can listen to it as you read it if you want to. So that's just the option.
All right. At this point, what has been the general consensus when it comes to your book?
What do you mean by that exactly?
Like, what is the feedback, the response you've been getting from the people?
Now that I have not released this book fully yet.
Okay.
Though it's everywhere, everyone does not know. Right, so I plan on actually doing all of the marketing and publishing as far as social media. October 11th, which is my great grandmother's birthday, who I feel like is the first person who taught me about God, and the first person who ever read my book felt like they really is actually the editor. She felt like she really learned my life experiences. So shout out Fiona Clark. So definitely her, and my mother ended up reading it after she saw my interview about it, and she said it brought her to tears. Say it. It's well so far. That's a little.
Okay. What would be your words of advice to females out there, younger or older, who are, because you're definitely a Renaissance woman. You have a lot of things going, and you're definitely putting your best foot forward. What would be your advice to other women out there who are attempting to pursue their dreams, whether it's through being an author, whether it's through business, whether it's through music?
Well, the first thing that you have to do it. That's the very first. And I can't say I'm not one of the people who had the problem of just doing that I had the answer to how to just do it. That's the only thing I can say. That's the first thing to do. So the minute that the minute of just doing stuff, whether it was right, whether it was wrong, whether it was but a part of, I had to learn from both in order for me to perfect it. So, as I was doing as I developed the brand, my thing became to not just do it, but just do it right. So we also have to understand that however we envision it, it can really be that, but not only can it be that, it can be even better than that. So first, just do it.
All right, and the last thing I got to ask you, and one thing you didn't mention, because I noticed you have a YouTube channel. Congratulations on reaching 2K followers. Congratulations on that. But you tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel, what you got going on there.
90 seconds.
I give a huge shout to King Blitz for that one. He's an amazing artist / producer, and the reactor as well. He was the first one to tell me about it. He's like, "B, I'm telling you, this is it." And you done YouTube to where I did back in 2010, I believe it may have been earlier than that, where I was doing the challenges and rapping on there, and then I ended up stopping for so many years. And so to go back to it, it just shows you the full circle of life. So I started reacting, and it showed me the insight of YouTube. So not only am I just doing something and putting it on YouTube, there's so much behind it. It's a back office that you really have to understand as a reactor. So I'm just loving it. I'm just enjoying the process. It's the people on there who are giving me these requests are teaching me more about music than I ever known in my life. Just different listening to the many different artists, whether they're in the U.S. or whether they're abroad. It's just a great experience. I never thought I would like it because I still to this day I feel like it's weird.
10 seconds.
React to a song, but me reacting makes me happy.
Okay. Now I gotta say this before I let you go. I noticed that you have a lot of reaction to Kate Bush. What is your relationship with Kate Bush?
Okay, so I guess the first thing I said is that somebody requested her or whatever, and it became this big thing because I like singers. I love singers. Though I'm a rapper, I love singers, and I love just great voices, whatever. So pretty much what ended up happening was many people wanted me to listen to her, was telling me her history, or no one was telling me history that I could relate to about her, right? So as I'm reading, because I'm getting these different requests, her specifically, and this song comes where it says, woman's worth, or woman's work, or woman's. And when she sung that song, it changed my life because I did not know that she originator of the song performed by Maxwell. So she has a lot of history. A lot of people have already redid her music. I believe Big Boy from Outkast is a huge fan of hers as well. Kate Bush is amazing. I thought she passed. They was like, no, she's still living. She's just chilling. I believe in Europe somewhere or something. But she's an amazing artist who has had an amazing outcome with music, and everyone is learning from her.
All right, no doubt. So do me a favor. We got to wrap this up. Let the world know how to find V-Coop, how to if they want to work with you when it comes to after Keep Going. Let them know the title of the book, when to look out for the book. Let them know about the YouTube channel and the radio show.
Okay, so I could kill two birds and so many stones. You can find everything as far as my entertainment side by just typing in INAVEECOOP. That's Inna V-Coop. That's for the YouTube. That's for my music. That's for my social media. Anything. You can find me on Inna V-Coop to connect with me and do more things. I'm willing to work with any and everyone. Also for the book, it's called God Walks With Me /The Journal. And that's with my real name. My real name is Vanesha Nekei Cooper. You can find that on Amazon, Kindle, Barnes & Nobles, pretty much anyone that's selling a book. Also, it's on Audible pretty much everywhere as far as iBooks, Google Play, anything that you can listen to a book, you can find that book on there. So definitely check it out and let me know your thoughts.
All right. Also, is there a Facebook link for you?
Hello?
Is there a Facebook link for you? Is there a Facebook link for you? Yeah.
Hello?
Are you there? All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was Vanesha Nekei, a.k.a. V-Coop. Y'all definitely check her out, whether it's on the music side, whether it's being an author. Check out her radio show. Check out her reaction videos at INAV-Coop. Definitely check her out and be on the lookout when their books come. All right, it's your boy Vic XL. This is the Ridin Durty Show. We'll be back with more exciting interviews. Peace.